Hello. Welcome to devlog 12, I believe, of the development for the level. As you can see, um, we reached a memory of 99.2% and wave AI at 95.8 with textures at 92.2. Now, I am a little worried that I won't be able to add much more in. Um, there's no way I can work around it if there's not enough memory. So dependent whether the scripting will work will determine whether this video is a waste of time or a failure. However, if that's the case, I'll discuss how ideally I would have had certain things done. Otherwise, I'm going to attempt to do some basic scripts um, to create some conditions for this level. So first of all, what I would like to do is actually block this off um, because ideally the player shouldn't be able to get inside here. Now I'm gonna block off the roof as well for this. I'm not too worried. So we need three conditions. We need a VIP target is killed, which opens up a pathway inside here. Now this could be that just this is opened up, or this, either side, anything. So once the VIP targets are killed, that should work. That would be for the save ally condition. We also need a condition for once most enemies are killed, the player gets teleported inside there. And that might be it actually, now that I think about it. So two conditions need to be made. Okay. So let's see what the scripting and stuff is all about. So I believe we've got scripts, trigger events, trigger lookout, and trigger volumes. Now, as for trigger volume, I may add a trigger volume inside this church surrounding the friendly NPC. So when the player collides with the trigger volume, they get teleported inside here to face off against the last enemy. Now the player shouldn't be able to get inside once objectives are met. And yeah, so we're going to start, however, with the VIP target one because that's going to be more complex. So how do I do it? Let's see. Where do I even want the trigger event to be? Likely somewhere near at least one of the targets. So let's see what this does when we interact with this. Event options, so triggered script. On AI def, perfect. So this is exactly what we're looking for. So when an object destroyed, on wave started, enemy type. Okay. Uh, add event target. So now when this... Oh, okay, we got it. Now we need a second one, so once this one is killed, this one, and also this one. So once this condition is met, now we need to create a triggered script. So what we need to do is go over here, create a script Just store it right here in the middle. Script options. If another script is running, Q script. No, do nothing. Q. Okay. Script plays only once, so we need an action. Probably a change music theme, set storm, spawn AI, set mark object with visibility. So it'll likely be a unspawn object condition. Object selector. Okay, or not. Okay. That was a little strange. Now why does it not work? Okay, we're gonna figure that out in a second. So once the enemies are killed, it'll open up the path. Now inside here we're gonna create a basic trigger volume. Likely we're gonna increase the size a bit. Trigger options, trigger. Okay, no, we don't want that. Custom property, yes. Okay, perfect. So now that we've got this trigger inside, we also need a script that teleports the player over to. Oops. My apologies. So now we need this script. Script options. Just once. Now teleport player. Select spawn point destination. First of all, so we need a spawn point destination. Now I hope this doesn't affect teleport player, select spawn point destination. Okay. So now when the player okay, let's see if this one works. I'm a little unsure if I got this done correctly, so we're gonna see. Okay, so we've got enemy AI clipping somewhere. Validation. Okay, it appears that I may have not saved the different enemy AIs. Yeah, I didn't save it. I believe I saved it though, which is a little strange to say the least. However, we're gonna fix that right away. From last time, if I remember correctly, these were the main issue uh, behind, and then those were okay. We did also have some stragglers somewhere under. Also, I am going to be removing these. So that's those sorted. I do believe it was just the dogs that actually affected the validation issue. So we're just gonna quickly do it. Even if they are floating, this doesn't matter too much as they'll just drop down. When the level actually runs, let's see. I believe that's most of the dogs now sorted. We should be good to go. Yeah, just a few issues. A few stragglers. So let's quickly resolve them. Okay. Lab tools, validation. That said something about a trigger, so we need to just. Oh, that's scripting issues. Script is not linked to a trigger. Action does not have an entity to unspawn. Trigger is not linked to a trigger. Okay. So these are all related to the scripts now. So custom properties, no. Trigger options. So we need. Now this is connected to that script, so now this should function as intended. And then this is a trigger condition. So now this should fix all the validation issues now, I believe so. Potentially. Or most of them. It should only be action does not unspawn. Script is not linked. this shouldn't be here. It seems like occasionally um, I accidentally just place things down. Okay, so this should be the only issue. Teleport point. Okay, so this should. Um, and we can actually playtest. I'm likely going to change the chopper as well once we actually get these scripts working. Okay, I missed ever so slightly. A little unfortunate there. However, that's okay. Ooh, well, leave me alone. Oh, perfect. So the teleportation works as intended. Besides the fact that I had to jump for it, so all we have to do, a simple fix, just move it. Perfect. So ideally, I need to uh, duplicate this one more time. Ah, undo. Oh, I did it again. Okay. So now we've blocked off every major path. Okay, perfect. So now all we need to do is connect. Where is the script that we had? Or is it the one? It might have been the one I removed, actually. So what's this? This is the condition. So now we just need the script. So this on enemy killed. So once those three are dead, that opens up that. And then once, oops. Wait. Okay. Let's first set this to none. Okay, let's delete this and add a new one. Unspawn object. Oh. Okay, so it needs to be a green object. That is a little annoying. I don't know if we have any. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Mm, okay, let's see. I believe if I search for destructible, I misspelled it. Okay, that's fine. So now it's not ideal, however, it may be the only option I have is to use one of these destructible pieces instead. So instead of this, and then we do that three more times, and then I should be able to do that. However, I'm gonna just try this out to see if this works. Okay, so it does work. There we go. So now if I go try set all these to be indestructible, now hopefully this will work. Full. So we'll put it to the test. Um, let's save. Make sure that the map is saved. Save a map. We're good to go. Yeah, I've nearly reached the half an hour mark. As also, I've got about half an hour to get everything in place. So the main thing I need to test out is if the meshes are even there in the first place, and then if they are, if I can pass through them, and then I can get out and do the killing of the VIPs, and then there should be no more. Okay. I was going to actually try land it. I forgot the controls there for a second. Right, let's get back to this. Okay, the meshes are there. Or maybe if I go into this mode instead, the explore mode. Okay, so we do have a few issues here. Now, hopefully, placing them inside said walls will stop them from being moved. I don't think this one's much of an issue, but Okay, so we do have a little problem with this. As for my way around it, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have one. Um, Potentially, what I could do is place another mesh to like help keep it in place. Like potentially some of these boxes, that might be just enough. This may be enough. So hopefully this will do something about this. Uh, I believe it may have done the trick. Okay, no. Um, what other conditions do we have? Yeah, nothing really seems like it'll help. Hmm. The only thing I can think of is just throwing these logs and just hoping it's enough to. And just kind of hope that the play can somehow get through the doorway. Now, this isn't the most ideal way of doing things. Um, However, I've already got one of the conditions set, so once we get this one in, then good to go. Even if just one of these paths work, that'll be perfect. Okay. It does appear that he is locked in. And then, yeah. Now, I ideally need to do this on both sides, just so the player can't knock over these structures. Okay, this is an ideal way of doing it, but it may be the only way. And now we have something clipping, that's likely one of the logs. Okay. So now these zombies, zombie dogs including the civilian, won't be able to get inside or outside. And then once I clear out the VIPs and zombies, the civilian will be safe, and then I can move on to the final part of this level. So all I gotta do is fix this door, I believe it was. And then this one did mess up a little bit. Okay. So let's try this just one more time. Okay, we've got clipping somewhere again. Okay. So either way, as we could okay, either way, as we could see, if the player can't get through it, the enemies or the AI can't. And this is the case for all the pathways, so now he's secure. So now all I need to do is create that condition for those walls to... Now this might mean that there's an influx of nearby enemies inside, which is fine, as it does give that zombie outbreak kind of feel. And it doesn't seem to be all the enemies either. So, now let's quickly create that condition. Um, let's give this a shot then, see if it works. We do only have a few minutes left, so... Oops. Let's try using... Okay, yes, this is a much faster way of doing this. Okay, that's two. Okay. So now ideally those walls shouldn't be there. Sorry. Okay, so these walls are still here. So that did not work, unfortunately. So I'll have to figure out how to do it properly in the next video likely, which should be a lot shorter. So I'm gonna leave it there. Ideally this would have been done now. However, looks like we'll have to do another devlog with a continuation of the scripting and finishing it off essentially. So let's see, yeah. So in the next one, we're gonna throw in the last script, get it working. We're gonna throw the atmospheric fog back into the level finally. We're gonna likely do one more condition. So what I'll probably do is grab one of these enemies from somewhere, lock it in some kind of little house that the player wouldn't know about, somewhere secure, where they will get teleported once they destroy this last enemy, which will end the level. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be seeing you in the next and likely final or second to final devlog of the development process before we go into some actual gameplay walkthroughs of this level. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.